What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some more Pokemon Legends ZA leaks, Pokemon Gaia aka Gen 10 leaks, and some other stuff. And of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. So for those who missed it, here is a quick update. Pokemon Legends ZA was originally supposed to come out in 2024. We know 2 Megas were supposed to be in Pokemon ZA that are probably still going to be in Pokemon ZA, which is going to be Mega Zygarde and Mega Zeraora, and it's in development for the current Switch, and we already knew that. Now, for Pokemon Gaia, aka Gen 10, that's the code name, we currently have 2 versions, N and K. Those are Japanese names. We're thinking it's going to be the Japanese words for wind and water. And we do believe the main theme is going to be exploring archipelago, going through different islands and seeing, what's going on in a supposed Greek-like area. And apparently it's going to be on the Switch 2 and the Switch 1, but we don't really have a concrete answer on that. It might just be tested for the Switch 1. Now, for the stuff we haven't covered yet on the channel, there is a new update to Pokemon Legends ZA leaks. Stunkfist is in the game. So the guy who leaked everything, the guy who got this stuff from Game Freak, he got a shiny Stunkfist in the game. So I don't know why Stunkfist is being told to us that is in the game, but that is very interesting. I believe I read a comment that Stunkfist is supposed to be from Southern Kalos. So, we talked about the Southern Kalos stuff in the yesterday's video. If you haven't checked it out, check out the Pokemon X and Y leaks in the new cut content we found. So maybe Southern Kalos will be in Pokemon Legends ZA. That would be really cool, but who knows? I mean, probably won't, because supposedly the game just takes place in the main city. The shiny sound is back in Pokemon Legends ZA. So, the overworld shiny sparkles would occur, and then you would get the audio. So that's huge. That is the best news for shiny hunters. And I think it's like the best feature that was in Pokemon Legends Arceus. So I'm really glad that this is going to be back in Pokemon Legends ZA. To be fair, I think ZA or all Pokemon Legends games going forward will always have this feature. I think it's just like a main feature of this sub-series of Pokemon. I don't know if they'll ever do this for something like Gen 10 and Pokemon Gaia, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully they do, because I think it's a great addition to the series. It's also great for accessibility reasons. I think, the more people that can play games, the better, right? The leaker says the game was very enjoyable even with the lag, so there is some lag issues, but let's be real, I wouldn't want to talk about performance at this point when, one, we haven't even seen gameplay of it. So, and obviously it's gonna be like an old version of the game. The game is still a year out, so a lot can happen in a year in terms of performance. That's when you really get your game running smoothly. So hopefully the game has decent performance. I mean, Pokemon Legends Arceus had okay performance, better than Scarlet and Violet, but it still had frame drops for sure. And the leakers said they're not planning to release any more details about the game. I'll say this, they said this last time, and then they just told us 3 things. So I doubt it. I think they will say more things in the future. So, if there's anything else to report on, I'll definitely mention it. Now, speaking about cut Megas, or Megas that are coming, so we know Zeraora and we know Zygarde is coming, right? But, Mega Flygon was actually supposed to occur. This is actually from an interview from Nintendo Dream Magazine with Game Freak Ken Sugimori, revealed that Mega Flygon was once a consideration. So it wasn't really cut. It was actually more interesting than being cut. They just couldn't actually figure out how to make it right. He needed to have a Pokemon that could use moves like Fly and Secret Power, which are perfect moves for finding secret bases. And the only hole in Pokemon that wasn't used by a key character that fit that criteria is Flygon. It does not Mega Evolve, but I really like Flygon. Flygon has the potential to have a Mega Evolution since X and Y, but we were unable to complete a design, and so it was dropped from consideration. So it was cut before it was even created, so it does not count as cut content, but it is a Mega that they thought about, and they just didn't really think about how would a Mega Flygon look. I mean, this is a pretty good image of a Mega Flygon, honestly, but I don't disagree. It is sort of hard to imagine a Mega Flygon that looks good. I see a lot of fan art, but none of them are really have that perfect Pokemon design. But hopefully we will get a Mega Flygon for Pokemon Legends ZA. That would be phenomenal in general. Now, speaking of the cut Megas, or just Megas in general, Pokemon X and Y actually had different stats for the Megas, and I think the biggest ones is Mega Garchomp had plus 20 speed instead of special attack. So Mega Garchomp would have actually been regular Garchomp, but regular Garchomp ended up being the better one. Then Blaziken used to have Moxie instead of Speed Boost, which would have been completely busted because regular Blaziken has Speed Boost. So you turn 1 Protect, you get +1 Speed, and then you Mega on the next turn, you knock out your opponent, and now you get +1 attack from the KO. I mean, that's pretty busted to me, so that's a good change. Talking again about Generation 10. Generation 10, the reason why we believe is going to be in an island system is actually because of this meeting they had. And this meeting is fairly interesting. The important thing is we're planning to make a game with an island theme after Titan. Scarlet and Violet. Titan's the codename for Scarlet and Violet. So it'd be better if it didn't overlap with that. So they are making a game with an island theme. We know Pokemon Legends ZA is not an island themed game. We know that's going to take place in Kalos. So Gen 10 seems to be an island themed game and is named after Gaia. That's Greek. It's probably going to be in Greece. So that is why we're thinking it's going to be Greece in general. I mean, this is a very interesting interview as they, or discussion as they mention, you know, what they want to do versus Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and then future projects as well, which is pretty interesting to me. Now, switching things up, let's head back to Generation 3 and talk about some beta sprites, because this is honestly my favorite thing from the Leak series. And these are actually what the evolutions are, what we're supposed to understand from this prototype Generation 3. So we had this Lotad thing evolving to this Lombre thing. Claydol had a different pre-evolution that wasn't Ball Toy, whatever this thing ends up being. And then there's a whole cut line here with a Toad that was some sort of like disc player. The Torchic into the Blaziken thing, Blaziken Latios thing. Zigzagoon had a evolution that was cut, eventually becomes Lombre. This Moss thing with the horn eventually had a third evolution, but it was never created. This is Shroomish and Breloom, and apparently there's supposed to be a middle evolution there. And for Tropius, he apparently was the final form of a 3-stage line. Seal apparently was a 2-stager and had an evolution as well. This top right is a cut Pokemon line completely, and it eventually looks like it becomes the Ralts line. Nincada, Shedinja, and Ninjask honestly all look relatively similar. Spinda used to have an evolution that was like a pink panda, and Larion was supposed to be just be a 2-stage Pokemon, and it had an evolution that we'll never know about. Now, another very interesting thing is we learn about the cut Pokemon that was Huntail and Gorbis combined. Literally, like Huntail's face in the front, Gorbis in the back. In the back, you would see the Gorbis looking at you, which is pretty interesting. This is just a very cool Pokemon line in general. I don't know if this actually evolved from Clamperl. This may have just been a single shell. I think they added like the bra to Gorbis after they split it up to make it the Clamperl evolution, so it has some sort of connection to Clamperl. But there we have it, guys. That is all the news I have today. I'm sure we'll get more, and when we do get more, keep it here for PanFro Games for more content like this. And of course, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.